We now go by video link to Bob Blackman.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. Millions of people across the United Kingdom depend on the BBC for impartial news being pumped into their living rooms. Indeed, people across the world depend on the BBC and trust it to be truly impartial. I have regularly received complaints about the lack of impartiality about BBC News and the bias that seems to be held in particular ways. But there is clear concern about the potential appointment of the ex-Huffington Post editor, Jess Brammer, as news editor for the BBC. So could the Leader of the House arrange for a debate in government time on the requirement for the BBC News to be impartial and to reflect the news rather than the opinions of those that preside over it?
Lord President.
Deputy Speaker, my honourable friend is absolutely right to raise this issue, and I think the message to the BBC is that Caesar's wife must be above suspicion. It is of crucial importance that the BBC is not only impartial but is seen to be impartial. And the BBC must ask itself, it's going to make an appointment from the Huffington Post, would it make an appointment from the Guido Fawkes website, a similar news outlet, except a rather more accurate one, on the right rather than on the left? And I think the BBC would be astonished by my suggestion. Would they make an appointment from Conservative Home or from the Daily Telegraph? It seems unlikely. And therefore I think it is problematic when the BBC looks at left-wing outlets and thinks that that is impartiality. But I also think it's more serious than that, because the BBC has a number of dedicated, really good quality journalists who are genuinely important. The Laura Koonsbergs, Martha Carneys, James Landales of this world, who one has no idea of their political opinions at all, and rightly so. And that is the model of the BBC, that is the best of the BBC. And people like that are undermined if Caesar's wife is seen to be suspect.